Welcome. Sorry for the late start. Had some technical issues, some tech and bio issues, but we're here now. We're glad to see you. I am your game master for today, Gilbert Ramos. I have no bit. I have no cute little introduction or anything like that. I also have no announcements. So rather than waste your time, my time, and our players' time, let's go ahead and meet our players for today's session, shall we?
Hi, I'm Druid by Night or Luna, whichever you prefer. I stream on Twitch at Druid by Night and Gehenna Gaming. You should watch and follow and subscribe to both of those things. Uh, and I'm playing a witch, and her name is Cersei, and she's hot, and that's me.
Hello, everybody. I am the Azure Butterfly, or Azure for short, or simply Rachel. I am a Fey Butterfly on the internet, and you can find me at the Azure Butterfly here on Twitch.tv, or the Azure Butter One, or Azure Butter One on the social medias. Um, I am playing Ingrid of Sintra, the Bear Witcher, and I'm excited for the party.
What's up, everybody? My name's Edge. I mainly just play on this channel, Thursdays and Fridays, and sometimes Wednesdays. Um, I play Nyoka, the Viper Witcher. Yeah.
Thank you, friends, for the introductions. As I said, we have no announcements, so we are going to take this moment and jump right into this episode of Ways of Old. Now, I keep saying one of these days I'm going to ask someone to do a recap or someone to be in charge of the recap. I have yet to do that. Does anyone want to volunteer for this recap? It was a pretty quick one, pretty easy one. Shouldn't be too bad. Anybody?
I vote for Ramos.
Yeah, okay. I saw that coming. I don't know why. I thought
Um,
that would be
I have no prepper. I have no prep for this, but not today.
too easy.
But
Yeah.
I volunteer myself moving forward.
I appreciate you so much. Luna, do you want to do today's? You want to spare me a little bit?
Why would I do? Sure,
You
sure.
don't have to. It's fine.
I mean,
It's
if you,
against company policy for
Oh
peer
my
pressure.
god. All right. So what happened
Luna's
last
response
session?
does feel like that was peer pressure.
It did it did feel very very forced. So last session we had some downtime. We had 3 weeks where our mage and our witchers took care of themselves, took care of one another, and took care of training for the battles to come. They trained with Elodie alongside learning new information about higher vampires and new ways to take them out, new ways to combat and survive against in single combat. Alongside this, there were some gifts made by, or rather commissioned by Ingrid of Sintra, given later in the weeks to Elodie and Cersei, a silver dagger and a silver rapier, respectively. What were those called again, Ingrid?
The dagger was called Crow's Talon, and the rapier was called Foxclaw.
Indeed. Weapons given to friends, a tale as old as time. Our heroes took the time to prepare themselves for what is the battle to come. There were rough conversations. There was rough issues of training. However, we took some time and we divvied up some IP, some improvement points. I believe a number of you have raised some certain skills. Cersei took to the dagger expertly, quite well, with the fervor of a perfectionist. Nyoka and Ingrid took to their training as well with Elodie, practicing swordsmanship, practicing their combat skills against another higher vampire. All of you took time to better yourselves. But
Don't forget
eventually,
the
at the
big
end of.
magic tome that Ingrid got.
Yes, the giant fuck off old magic book, yes.
oh
Um,
yeah, textbook.
which revealed a great number of things. It still has some secrets, as I believe Cersei took a devil's bargain last session. So, some secrets have yet to be revealed from that tome, but we'll find out together. As the 3 weeks winded down and came to a close, our heroes had to bid adieu to Elodie. She was going to scout ahead. She was going to the surrounding area of Bear Keep to discover what exactly they were dealing with. How many in their number of the Tribunal of Frost, how many followed Renwick, and how bad their grip on that area was. At the end of the day in the third week, Valorad came to all of you in the Fox and the Crow and invited you to be sort of the guests of honor. The city's finest, those who had saved Vizima from a number of attacks in your few short moments together. Alongside this, there were going to be other honored guests. A Burgrave from Hearn Caduch, he said, along with a posse of his own individuals sent by the state in order to possibly assist with any further attack so that they don't need to rely on witchers and a mage. You were given this information just moments ago, and this is where we will find you now, here. Valorad has just departed, none the wiser that something might be off. The scene is yours, ladies and gentlemen.
Cersei had shut the door and locked it again, and she's just gripping the door handle, knob, whatever handle, and just not turning around, completely lost in thought, and the grip is getting tighter. She's looking irritated.
Ingrid will be behind her in that second and place a hand on her shoulder.
Yes?
You seem lost in thought. But I understand. It could be him.
Well, this is not planned for. This is a surprise.
Very much so. Do you have any way to contact Elodie?
No. I wish I did.
She looks to Nyoka and says, this may be an opportunity. Do you agree?
It definitely is. I'm just curious, how do we want to play this out? How many days do we have? What, 3?
3 days.
3.
We can easily try to scout ahead, prep an ambush, leave it outside the city walls, do something towards the ceremony, in the middle of the ceremony.
It would put people at risk.
And we do not know for a fact who is in fact coming. It could be him, or it could be one of his underlings, one of his brood.
I mean, does that matter? We're gonna kill them regardless.
We don't know we don't know for anything for a fact. Outside of there from Bear Keep. She's staring off in the distance.
I could press excuse me, I could press Valorad tomorrow for more information. Though I don't know how much I'm going to get out of him, to be honest.
Very fair. Well, it seems like the best bet overall would be to attend the party, but on our own terms.
How do you mean?
A mixture of both plans. Scouting ahead. Laying any potential aid should things go wrong, but perhaps attending the party while that would be beneficial. And get them all in one room.
That's fair. I just worry about collateral damage.
Well, if people dying is a concern, I would suggest not us attacking during the ceremony.
Right.
Perhaps if we play our cards right, we could see exactly what they're up to here.
Fair
But
point.
if we are intent on killing them now, or at least trying to, then I suggest we ride out today and make the terrain in our advantage.
I can I have something for this. Give me a second.
No worries. I would just say Ingrid probably just still looks really deep in thought right now, brow furrowed, like just studying the ground.
Before I forget, I'd like all of you to roll a d6.
No mods?
No.
What kind of roll is this?
My favorite number.
That's a 4.
3.
Yeah, 4 as well.
Excellent. Thank you. Please continue.
That wasn't concerning at all. I can scry. I can try to figure out where they're at. I just need water, which I have. And a couple other things.
Is there anything that you do not have that we can gather?
There shouldn't be. I've already replenished my supply, my personal supply.
How many times can you do that?
As much as I have the energy for it.
So we want to do this more quietly then?
It's probably for the best, especially to avoid any potential collateral, and also making sure that any that could be in their service may not notice us that may be here. I feel like that would be a potential issue. They may have their own scouts.
There.
All right. Well, I guess I'll start making some potions. Elodie wouldn't happen to have hooked us up with that silver dust bomb recipe.
Moon dust?
Yeah, the moon dust, that, that
She
good
would not
stuff.
have shown you how to make it, but there would be some remnants. Let's see. Let's have a roll from everyone. Cersei, you're going to have a larger modifier. This is a roll just to see if she would trust you with this information. This is a bit of a newer technology as well. So, let's have... I'm going to give you guys a choice of anything in your under empathy.
Being under empathy. You're... Oh, yeah.
I use charisma.
Charisma. Or I mean, human perception is better, so.
I mean, people could be impressed through action.
That
Okay?
explodes.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay. So you have
That
an argument
explodes.
for something else, Nyoka?
Well, I mean, it depends on the pretense. What you trying to figure? What's the vibe here? Is
It's
it
a
like
matter of how much Elodie will trust you with this information.
like
38.
did we build a connection?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I would say, you know, maybe my expertise in combat probably impressed her so much that, you know,
You
this guy has to have moon dust, you know?
So
Everybody
you're
in chat right now is getting a really in-depth view of conversations that happen about experience after the game.
so are you making an argument for an intelligence tactics roll, Nyoka?
I mean, yeah, I mean that could be a role. Or,
I'll
you
leave it
know,
to a democracy.
swordsmanship, you know. Well, obviously, you know,
I'll leave it to a
because
democracy. I would say an intelligence tactics role is what you're describing, but it's not me you have to convince. Your allies have already made their roles. I don't want them to feel cheated. So, by all means, make your case, and you'll be judged by a jury of your peers.
I mean, kind of already made it my case. I mean, that was the case, right? You know.
Ladies,
I mean, logic is sound.
Fuck it, why
I'm
not?
here for creativity.
make your roll, Nyoka.
What you want me to roll?
Intelligence tactics.
Okay. All right. 17.
I got a 20.
I got a 38.
Excellent. The three of you would each be able to put together a diagram of the fragments and bits of information that LD had gone over with you. So, with the combined knowledge over these 3 weeks, if you so wish, you will have a blueprint of sorts for the moon dust bomb.
Sweet.
Excellent.
Would moon dust bombs hurt humans at all, or just be very annoying?
Because of the concussive blast, yeah, but they wouldn't
Oh.
be nearly as effective.
Lace the party hall with them.
For out of character knowledge, yeah, this is essentially a grenade. This is not well known technology at all. This is going to be seen as probably like a lot of sorcery.
So what you're telling me is there's a chance the mages may be blamed for something else.
Most likely.
That's fantastic.
Let's make
I
sure
mean-
we light some things on fire just to, you know.
Yeah,
It's a
just
little bit
really
of
solid.
arson amongst friends.
Amen.
That's what I'm saying.
Um,
So,
It,
well,
go ahead.
I was going to ask, what do we want to do? I can start the spell now.
I say let's scry. See what may be coming for us. Get a little bit of that planning ahead, but still plan to attend a party. That's my vote.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Just, I don't know if distance have a play in it or not, but yeah, just don't overexert yourself.
No. She'll start doing her one-track minded march around the store getting her stuff. And then while she's right before she's about to head up the stairs, she stops. If there's another mage present, they'll know.
Hmm.
But they won't know who it was. And she'll start walking up the stairs.
Ingrid wouldn't stop her.
I would like to use hydromancy.
Excellent, Cersei. Would you kindly define the spell for those who may
Alright.
not be familiar with it in the chat?
So, hydromancy allows you to stare into a small body of water and glimpse an event that has either happened within the last 2 days or is currently happening.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm trying to scry on something that is happening, the DC is raised by 3. If I'm viewing a current event and a magician is present, they can sense the augury and compete with a magical training roll.
I do not
think-
like the smirk that just pulled at fucking
I
Ramos's
don't
lips.
either.
I'm
when
sure
when
it's
they say compete, does that mean like a reverse
No,
scry?
it just
They
says
got-
he can cancel. They can cancel it out.
Oh, they got counterspell.
Yes, they have counterspell.
so let's have your
Fucking
roll,
blue.
Cersei.
So that would be my ritual crafting roll.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get my first 10, please? That would be fantastic.
Have you not gotten
Have
a
you-
10 yet?
Loaded at all
Nope.
yet?
I've never exploded.
Oh,
And here's me literally just exploding twice.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in your dice.
Oh, would you look at that? Is this it exploded? Oh shit, I dropped my dice. Okay. Mm-hmm.
They explode twice?
No, God, I wish. Wait, which is it's will, so it's 10,
Load 6 times.
17, 18, 10, 27.
27. Quite a high roll, Cersei. What are you attempting to look at?
I'm trying to find Renwick's caravan traveling party
Mm-hmm.
and try to see who is there or how many people, who they are, and like a landmark to see where they might be.
Interesting. Well, with that roll, I'll say that you feel a bit of resistance. It's cute, almost. You push through easily. You're aware that they do have a mage with them. You can feel their presence. But they aren't quite as skilled as you are. So you push through, and you watch. You see a carriage. It is filled with a number of individuals, followed by a second, filled with another number of individuals. 8 people total. 4 per carriage, crammed together, almost uncomfortably.
Mm.
There's conversation going on. Discussions of Vizima. How much of a backwater is it? Is it going to be fun? You see 2 women having a conversation in a hushed whisper. Not really. They don't look like they're trying to be heard by the people, the rest of them in the first carriage.
Could I hear them?
That is an interesting point and question. What does hydromancy say?
It doesn't specify if I can make additional rolls or not. It just says I get the information.
Okay. This is in a Tome of Chaos, right?
I think so.
So many vague descriptions.
It's very vague, actually.
That's fine.
Or it might be in the core book. Let me pull that up. I should have done that. Whoops.
It's in the core book. I've got it here. So we're at an interesting point. Unlike other systems and other spells, this doesn't specify if you can hear or can't hear. So again, we'll leave it to a democracy. What do you think, friends?
Considering that there is there a specific line that you says you learn the information?
Mm-mm. Just see what's currently happening. Glimpse an event that is currently happening.
See, the MTG player in me is very picky on wording. I want to say God, I'm sorry, but it's just like the way it says it. You see what's happening.
To be fair, when I scryed in the blood, I did hear Elodie.
You did.
You know what? It's canon. Too late, DM.
Fair. But I'm curious, Nyoka, did you have anything to argue?
To whether or not she heard it or not.
Yeah.
She heard it.
Thank you.
Well done.
Wow.
Thank you. Closing arguments. Very good. You want to be able to hear what they're saying.
Yes.
So with this, I'm going to actually ask for an additional roll because they are whispering. Let's pretend you are there. Let's say, for the sake of this, you are, in all but form, there to hear them. Let's have an awareness roll, please.
Erase that. Oh my god, that's so good. Fucking floor dice. It floor dice to a 10. Does that count?
We never defined if Florida exists or not. So again, it's a democracy if you guys would like to.
Sure, it's 10.
Oh no!
You guys are getting away with
There's
a lot
proper
today.
pad. Oh no! You don't have a dice tray?
Nope.
I don't either.
Oh, guys.
I only have a dice cup, and I just kind of roll on my mat.
Same.
I can't break my morals on this one. I'm sorry.
Oh no.
You gotta have a playground.
Oh, you're
Well, here's the thing.
silly.
That's not a no. That's a tie break. That's a tie.
Yeah.
Odds and evens. Evens, floor dice will count on 10s and 10s alone. Odds, they won't count at all.
Pain. Okay. Fair enough.
Means your favorite number's out of the.
What?
You said your favorite number. One of your favorite numbers was 3.
Yeah.
Just means
Oh no.
your favorite
3
number is
betrayed
bad.
me. It's fine.
So for the remainder of this game, floor dice will count only if they roll 10s. The rest of the time they will not count.
Only if. What's wrong with the other numbers here? What? What
It's a-
kind of
it-
rolling is
It is
that?
that is a fair trade. That's a balance of
Either
what you
four
and I.
dice count or it doesn't count.
The outrage. Keep that energy. You're going to need it.
Oh shit. Okay, so my floor dice didn't count here. Is that what you're saying?
Was it a 10?
It was a 10.
Then yeah, it counted.
Oh shit. Okay. Wee.
I see the little shake in Edge's head. This is some bullshit.
So 20. 4. 29.
He's plotting a coup as we speak. 29. They're whispering. They're discussing how to get out. How to leave. Trying to figure out where an opening would be. Carriage is riding along at a normal pace. It could leap out. It would be injured. They'll have to wait. Play along for now.
Can I remember their faces?
You absolutely may. And a more apt description. One of them is red of hair. Sort of a not a flamboyant or audacious red, but it's more mixed with brown and burgundy. The other is blonde. They both look relatively plain-faced. They are been cleaned up and made up, but you can tell that they're from humble circumstances. They're wearing fine gowns. Overly nice for travel.
Mm-hmm.
They are seated with 2 men. One very thin, with his eyes cast toward the window of the carriage, simply watching as the world passes him by. The other quite large, his eyes fixed on the 2 women. He's heavily muscular, has dark hair, is tied back into a ponytail. He doesn't seem to be attempting to intimidate. This is just how he stands, how he sits, how he watches.
Okay. Okay. Are they? Are there? Are there? Do they? I guess I wouldn't be able to tell, or would I? Because of Elodie. Are they mortal? Or is like everybody here mortal? Or not everybody, obviously, but like, are there some that are?
That was just an adorable little tirade right there of
It was.
questions.
Unfortunately, tirade, being adorable or not, you wouldn't be able to tell. Higher vampires are indistinguishable from humans.
Mhm. Excellent. Okay, landmarks. Where are they at?
Currently, you
On
can
the
see them
map.
going over grass hills, sort of a knoll area.
Okay. Is that doesn't seem there's nothing I could tell, like there's nothing I can see that would give me, like, I could try to find it on a map, see how far out they are.
I would say you would know. Let's pull up the map. With this coming from, if they are coming from Hearn Caduch, they would have to have traveled from mountains. They would have to have traveled from a more rocky region. They are closer than that. They've reached a more level space, if that helps at all. As far
Does.
as like distance and a landmark that would give you a specific marker for where they are for exact time, unfortunately, none are present.
Excellent. How many people are there? Okay. You don't have, I mean, you don't have to give me a description of all 8 people, but could I remember
Yes,
what they all look like?
you absolutely may.
Okay, excellent. Then I think I'm. Where's the mage? Can I tell?
The second carriage. He looks a bit young, really. He's clean shaven and kind of what everyone has. He's a stereotype in regards to mages. He's thin. He looks a little bit disheveled, and he's poring over a book as the carriage drives along. He looks very frustrated with the bumpiness of the road.
Okay, I think that's all I need. Yeah, I think I would end my spell at that.
Understood.
So essentially, she filled her bathtub, put the white myrtle petals in it, and incanted, and to her it felt like she submerged herself into it when really she just was just like staring at it without blinking.
Excellent. Was there anything that Ingrid and Yoko were up to while this was going down?
I didn't think about that. Hmm.
I would probably get started on trying to make as many potions as I can.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, same. Especially with potential higher vampires coming. Gonna create vampire oil and swallow.
Understood. We'll have crafting rolls from you very shortly. So I believe each of those will take, what, half an hour?
I think vampire oil is only 15 minutes, and then swallow is 30 minutes. Let me
Excellent.
see. Yeah, 15 minutes each for vampire oil, and swallow is 30 minutes each.
I would say that the... Oh, Saoirse, do you have any time frame on the spell?
It. Oh yes, I do actually. It lasts. Prep is 5 rounds. Duration is active, so as long as I want to do it.
Okay. We'll have the roll for the vampire oil very shortly then. But, Cersei, you may make your way downstairs and rejoin your companions if you'd like.
Okay. And she'll actually pull back and reground in her, being present in her space.
Mm-hmm.
And just process everything. And then you start hearing the steps creaking as she's coming downstairs.
Ingrid will turn to the stairs and say, did you learn anything of value?
Much, actually. Where to begin? And she'll actually kind of get lost in the thought as she walks to behind the counter. Well, there's 8 people in this party. So that's a few. 2 of them want to leave. Defect. 2 women. I remember, if my memory serves, I should be able to recall their faces if we see them.
Were they higher vampires that you could tell? Mortal?
There was no way to tell.
Hmm.
Like Elodie
Check.
said, they can look however they want.
Did you check for shadows?
Was there light coming in? I would have checked for shadows. Because I was trying to tell.
I would like to point Luna to our Witcher OOC chat.
I did see it, yeah.
You know what? My character sheet is covering my Discord,
Mm-hmm.
like the side of my Discord, so that's nice.
When you get another monitor. You know, you guys are getting away with a lot this session.
I mean, realistically, think about it, right? Especially fancy carriages, right? You know, they got the candlesticks,
No,
candelabra
no.
things on the inside, light them. Yeah, this is,
Gotta have comfort.
yeah.
They sound like a bougie bunch.
Mm-hmm.
I would say you could have checked for shadows.
Okay. And
The two
did I
women,
see any?
the two women did indeed have shadow.
Oh.
The
Okay.
larger man did have a shadow. The smaller, thinner, more lithe, the one that was wistfully staring out the window, did not.
Excellent. Okay, what about the mage?
Had one.
Oh, perfect.
The other 3 in his carriage did not.
Oh, not perfect. Okay.
A woman and 2 men.
Okay. So, how many
That's at least
non-vampires would that be then?
4.
I was about to
4.
say
Okay.
it looks like it's 50-50.
Okay. So, remembering that, Cersei would say, 4, assumedly, higher vampires, 4 people. The women who didn't want to be there were human, or at least they had shadow.
I wonder if they're there for a snack or something else. Seems strange to me of somebody of Renwick's mentality to have mortal allies, but I could be wrong.
Okay, that's fair. Oh gosh.
Of note, Cersei,
Mm-hmm.
we didn't get to discuss the individuals in the second carriage. You were more focused on the mage. However, some prevalent information for you.
Mm-hmm.
They looked very similar to one another. They could have been twins, for all you knew. They were just as thin as the man in the first carriage. They had dark hair that was neat, carefully combed. Looks maybe have been oiled and slicked back into a very neat ponytail with 3 bindings. Matter of fact, all 3 of them looked very similar. Bone structure, facial features, eye color. Triplets, possibly.
Oh,
Renwick is cloning people.
it has to be. Okay. They have a mage. Human. Pathetic, honestly.
You recognize them?
No, not that I know of. I attended an all-girls school. This was a masculine figure.
Interesting. So a mage among them. And 4 higher vampires.
3 of the higher vampires looked almost, if not exactly, the same. It was unsettling.
Triplet higher vampires.
Maybe they
Seems
want
like
to look indistinguishable so they can be at 3 places at once.
There's a look of realization and like aha and fear across Ingrid's face as she hears Cersei say that. Like, I did not think about that. That is quite terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
We must be vigilant. Would you be able to sketch out what they looked like?
Oh no, that's Theo who has drawing. I don't. Let me look. What would that be under?
Drawing in particular?
Yeah, like sketching, drawing.
I would call that either a form of crafting. Yeah, I would call that either a form of crafting, maybe.
Crafting, or crafting forgery?
Yeah.
Or what? Fine arts performance.
Oh,
See fine arts.
Where is that?
I see it under empathy.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay. I was looking at reflexes, dexterity, crafting. I didn't. Yeah, actually, shoot.
Fine arts.
Okay, well, I have a 0 in that, but I do have a good amount of empathy. I'm about to embarrass myself.
Draw me the best stick figure of your life, bestie.
I won't. Oh no. Yeah, that's not.
What you got for me, Cersei?
Oh, it's a 10.
Just a solid 10?
This is a solid 10.
It's rudimentary. It's, you both know, and as you look and watch Cersei sketch this out, it's not good. It's not good at all. But you can get basic features. You can understand by the size of this figure that they are thinner, or perhaps that's a design choice of Cersei. Their hair is it sticking out in the back? Was there enough oil or wax to, or no, it's just meant to signify that there's a ponytail. Okay.
Very practical.
She took some liberties, it looks like, with the eyes. There's bags under their eyes, or perhaps the charcoal was just smeared by her hand. It's
Likely.
it's
very gothic Tim Burton. I dig it.
it very much, yeah. Looks like a rough Tim Burton sketch.
Several times she looks like she's about to
Right?
grab the paper and crumble it, but she's like, no, they have. She looks very. I know it's not good. Don't talk about it here.
Quite detailed.
Yeah, whatever. I could do
She was
better.
being sincere.
Seriously.
Sincere. God damn it. Yes, she was being sincere. She was sincere and serious.
She
Nowhere to like
she's
that
just
word.
looking away. It's like kind of just upset with herself, but it's not good.
Yeah, it's really not.
Thank you.
But this one has red hair, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the
Ponytail.
art. It's the art that the mom would put on the fridge after their
Oh my
child brought it home. Hey, it is okay. Everybody starts somewhere. It just takes practice, yes?
I've trained in many things. I didn't have time to train in drawing or sketching or art
Well,
in
you can
general.
always just not draw.
That's fair.
an
I
option as well.
wasn't planning on it until today, apparently.
I am sorry I have brought this doom upon you.
Fine. It's fine. Does it help
Yes.
and
At
at
least
all?
basic features that we can understand, yes.
This helps you?
Oh my god.
Just basic understanding of some of the features. Like, look at the ponytail. That's obviously a ponytail.
I could tell you now,
Yeah.
I remember what all of them look like. I could pick any of them out in a crowd.
Okay.
At least there's that.
Ingrid,
Mm-hmm.
of note, there's a thought in the back of your head. You're having a little bit of fun here, but even just from these rudimentary sketches, none of these are Renwick. He's not with them.
She is studying over it, and I would say that she's taking Cersei's artistic liberties, so to say, as maybe she mistook it. Maybe she didn't draw it correctly. Stuff maybe, but I would say she'd lean against the counter or wherever the drawing was, getting closer. Her brow is furrowed now, like slowly. It had that a little bit of mirth to it for a second, but then just like it's slowly melting as like the realization starts to dawn on her that there's no chance that any of these that she sketched out could be Renwick. So it's a very physical kind of, yeah. And I would say she balls her fists up and says, "Oh, Luna froze there for a second.
I'm here. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay." I would say she would just like, I guess, ball her hands into fists, hit the table a little bit, not like super hard, but just whisper, "Damn it."
What?
Maybe it is a boon, but based on your descriptions, based on these drawings, based on what you've told us, I it pains me to say this, but I do not believe that either one of these would be Renwick.
What does he look like?
Well, and then as the storyteller, take over because I'm fucking know what it looks like.
He's pale, but with hints of what likely is olive skin, almost Grecian, but it's the pale that means that you don't see the light of day. So your natural skin tone is faded, I guess is a good word. He has dark hair. He is of medium build, not overly muscular, and always has perfect posture. Even during the torture, Ingrid, he was, in the massacre, he never let his back slouch. He was poised. He held himself above the world. He had a sharp bone structure. His cheekbones were high. His chin was a bit pointed. But he was not like these people that you've described, Cersei. These people are dressed up. These people are wistful and staring out windows. Renwick would not do any of these things. He would be seated straight back against the seat, either watching the world with a scowl or simply focused on what was around him. Dark eyes, dark hair, everything neat and in place as it should be.
An asshole would be a perfectionist.
No, he wasn't there then.
Correct, but we may still learn something about his whereabouts and what he could be doing. At least we know that Elodie did not leave in vain.
Sure.
Which two are the ones that wanted to leave?
She'll point them out and describe them. Like I said, I could find them as soon as I see them.
Noted. Do you think there's someone that we could probably persuade to aid us?
That's the impression I got.
Okay. Then we have another potential tool on our belts. As Nyoka, you said, it would be a good idea to scout the area. Perhaps we could scout out this location of this this party to be, and see what avenues there are for either ambush, quiet talking, or other sorts of, not that word, brain. Helpfulness. My brain wanted me to say debauchery.
Different. That's definitely different.
Yeah, we could always do this. Uh,
I couldn't tell you where
Yeah.
they were. Just that they're probably close. I mean, 3 days sounds about right. No landmarks. They're out of the mountains. I know that.
They are coming from my home. There's a very upset look that crosses Ingrid's face as she. Do we know where storyteller? Do we know where the party's going to be at already? I can't remember if he said.
Yes, they're going to assemble in a not a public hall, but a sort of almost like an event hall, essentially for all.
Oh, like a theater house?
Kind of not quite, but similar. Yes.
I don't think that one would be renovated in time.
There's quite a bit of blood stains that would need to be cleaned.
And as Ingrid learned from Cersei, that's really difficult to get out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How did Cersei know that? Anyways. I think Ingrid's gonna start walking towards the door and say, if not to super in-depth look, perhaps just a quick scan around the area, at the least. It has been some time since I've looked around Vizima properly without being in a hurry.
Yeah. Did you want company?
If either of you wish, if not, I can do this myself.
What time is it?
We'll call this early afternoon, 11 a.m., 11:30.
Okay.
For
Well,
your,
actually-
sorry, for
No,
your
continue.
knowledge, the party is going to take place in the royal quarter.
Mhm.
So away from, Bindi is losing her mind. Away from the public, away from the rabble of Vizima.
Yeah, I'll come along.
Yes, I'll join you. Actually, would you like me to speak to Valorad to get more information? I'm sure he's at the tavern already.
Probably a good idea, and I doubt neither Nyoka nor myself would be of any use in that field. So,
I thought we bonded pretty well. No?
with
With Valorant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he does seem to like you both. Or at least being excessively appreciative.
Never mind.
I mean, we could all go as a group from one point to another if you all would prefer that. Whichever works for us.
I feel we could cover more ground and do things more quickly if we did everything at the same time.
My thoughts.
Have more time to prepare, less time walking around.
Very
I
well. Mhm.
agree.
Okay.
I think we should also stop by the Smith.
Probably a good idea. If we're going to be at a party, I cannot rightly bring my own weapons.
What do you mean?
They usually do not like coming in full armed. They will most likely strip us of any obvious weapons.
I can
Our
speak to Velorat about that.
Yeah. Plus, we're the main event.
fair enough.
I'm sure they'd love to pour over your swords.
Mm, perhaps you're right. Never mind. I take it back.
Shall we?
I will. What?
Lead the way.
I'm gonna head to Velorat's.
Understood.
Or, yeah, try to find him.
Understood. So what is essentially happening here is you guys have 3 days of downtime in order to prepare for the arrival of Renwick and his party. Entering into this downtime, we will take moments to fully roleplay certain scenes and fully immerse ourselves in certain events. With that being said, what is the attempt here, Cersei?
I want to speak to Velorat about, he was being very quick and didn't know who was coming or didn't have details, and I want to press for more, and at the very least kind of be able to, since we're the main event as it were, press for allowing us certain liberties.
Understood. So, firstly, he will have more information on who is going to arrive and list of names and such, so that they can be announced as they enter the party themselves tomorrow.
Okay.
As far as getting that information sooner, his hands are tied. He's limited by the letter and mailing system. As far as liberties, what liberties are you looking for?
Allow us to at least have our weapons close. We're very paranoid people, trying to protect citizens of Zima.
But the argument is made, Cersei, that the entirety of the town's guard the elite of the town's guard will be present to guard their heroes and their companions and their honored guests.
But the town's guard didn't take care of the Garcane.
True.
Or the
Wow.
spies.
Or spies.
Interesting.
Or the Bruxa.
Or the Bruxa. I'm just saying.
Don't believe you
Or the
guys.
dead higher vampire.
Don't believe you guys have told Velorat about the Brooks or the higher vampire at this point yet.
What a way to tell him!
Oh my god.
Hey, look, we killed a lesser vampire, a medium vampire for the most. I guess it was. What is a Brooks if not a medium vampire? They're not lesser, they're not higher. And yeah, you had a higher vampire sorcerer in the fucking basement, just doing a spell.
Basement.
Mid
Mid-
A
vampire.
mid.
Uh,
Well, they were. They fucking died very quick.
listen, all right. I'm never gonna let this down, dude. My shame will be marked eternally. All right. You make fine points, Cersei, and companions chiming in with new information. Let's have a roll.
Okay. What would you like me to roll?
Well, taking into account the debate and the argument that's made here, I'd love a persuasion, please.
Oh. Okay.
Are there gang up tactics on this?
No.
Could I potentially maybe use charisma? Because I'm so charming. You know,
Well,
leaning over, little touches.
Shake my head.
let's see.
SMH my head.
And you know he's drunk too.
Big period. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm afraid I'm gonna say no, Cersei. This is going to be persuasion.
Okay.
However, I will take into account the arguments that you and your friends have made, so the DC is lowered for the argument.
Okay.
In the drunkenness, right?
And for the drunkenness.
I wonder if he's the kind of guy that like double dips, like he's stoned out of his mind too right now.
Not the best. 16.
16.
Dice trail. Yeah.
Your group is granted special liberties to bring 2 weapons each. Preferably, the Witchers will bring their steel and their silver swords, as it will be a great conversation starter, as it will be something that people look for and would look for on Witchers. It's the mark of a monster slayer such as them.
This will be interesting.
He's interested he's wondering why you would need a weapon, though.
Self-defense. You never know.
Part of the party.
You can bend the reality to your will. Why would you need steel? Besides, it's not ladylike, Cersei.
Excuse. I'm not in the scene.
Well, that's a little archaic thinking. Women can have weapons too.
Do you push
Besides,
this, Cersei?
Yes, I do.
That's very bold of him.
my weapon of choice that I would bring for my self-defense is very elegant and would go with my outfit very well as an accessory.
Okay. Now
Don't you have it on you?
Now I would like a charisma roll from you, Cersei. This is going to make this topic of conversation, the idea that he's having an archaic way of thinking is going to make Valorant very uncomfortable. Let's see how uncomfortable it makes him.
Okay. Better. Wait, I don't know if it's better by much. Math. 17.
17. Valor doesn't want to be seen as someone who is archaic or old. He's very, for lack of a better term, he's hip with it. He's cool. He's fun.
The future is now, old man.
Yeah, exactly. As such, he wouldn't mind. Matter of fact, you know, he's been pushing to have women allowed in the ranks of the guards for Vizima. He swears. Yeah, so he'll allow you a weapon if you'd like, and should anyone cause problems or have any questions, they can see him personally.
Oh, Valorad, you're too kind to me. Thank you.
This is ridiculous. You guys have been granted weapons. Under the circumstance, under the stipulation that you don't come armed to the teeth. This is not a tournament. So, tasteful, elegant conversation starters.
Damn, maybe I should have gotten the fucking silver and steel rapiers.
And he would get the names of the guests to me tomorrow. then?
Correct.
Okay. Why are they coming again? Did he say before?
Yes,
what's the point?
with the concerns, he's reported to his superiors about the Nilfgaardian spies, and then the most recent monster sightings, we'll call them. His superiors are concerned. The higher government is concerned, especially with the Nilfgaardian spies. They think that Vizima could use some bolstering. As such, the new stewards that reside in Hearn Caduch have been tasked with this, or are going to see if there would be a good fit. The story that you're given by Valorad is that apparently the previous inhabitants of Bear Keep are gone, no more, abandoned it perhaps. And these stalwart hunters, monster slayers, these knights of well-renowned, they are taking up the efforts of their predecessors. They are the monster slayers now. They are honoring the legacy of the previous inhabitants of Hearn Caduch. And so as such, for coin, they fight for the people.
So, you were called on glorified mercenaries?
Not myself.
Fair enough.
That's precisely why I'd like you three here. I'm not a fan of having these, forgive the word, but interlopers for our city's defence. Vizima will say Vizima.
Right. Well, just be careful, Valorant. Make sure your guards are alert.
Aye, of course. Are you expecting trouble? Your friend seemed a bit, touchy. Does he have poor experience? Perhaps a contract was taken?
We'll call it. We just don't trust these people. Call it bad blood.
Understandable. I mean, one could say the same of Witchers, but who am I to judge? Especially after you've saved my skin. It's, strange times we live in.
Quite. Well, you've been so helpful to me. Thank you.
Always a pleasure, Miss Aveline.
And I will leave.
Understood. What are the other two doing while this is going on? This is your first day of downtime.
Definitely scouting the area where the party's going to be, just like sections around it and whatever we can make out inside it. If we can go inside it, cool. But part of me highly doubts that we'll be able to.
Well, it's in 3 days, and you're known to the people that are setting this up as a sort of guest of honor. This also does not necessarily just remain inside. There is an outermost section where dancing and drinking will take place as well. This will be more for the I wouldn't call them common folk, but the those that are not quite elite enough to remain indoors. This is going to take place, as I said, in the Royal Quarter, the western portion of the city, close to what a royal castle would be, but not quite within those walls, not quite of that level of importance.
Mid-importance.
Correct. Mid-importance. Thank you so much, Emily, for that. Mid-vampire. But yeah, you can scout. You can gain access. Primary area where this will take place is a large banquet hall and dance area. They are putting table together now here. At the head of the table where people will sit and eat. Guests of honors will be expected to take a seat there and watch the dancing should they choose to get up and rise, and by all means. but that is where they expected to sit and eat. As well, you can see where the main entrance is going to be, where the announcer will be alerting the people of who is entering the room.
Can I write my name off the list?
You may request that your name be taken off, if you wish.
Yeah,
But why?
because I don't like the sound of it.
Well, we can give you another title if you'd like.
I don't have a title.
How you do?
I mean, we
Ingrid will come up and place a hand on Nyoka's shoulder and say, "It is okay to embrace a title, even if it's just for small necessities. It can help blend in, disappear."
Mm,
We're actually going to reach out to the two of you and inquire what announcement should be made. We understand the names Ingrid and Yoka. Is there a particular... Are you titled? Do you have a knighthood, perhaps? Or do you have lands in your holdings? Is there an affiliation?
I have a title, but my knighthood is... I am Ingrid of Sintra.
There's a flash, Ingrid. The individual you're speaking with recognizes it. I'm very sorry.
But that is not all I wish to be announced as. I wish to be announced as Ingrid of Sintra, former holder of Hearn Caduch.
He takes it down.
Thank you.
And Nyoka, is there anything that you would like for you would no announcement at all?
yeah.
Nyoka the Shadow Blade.
This is going to make things a little bit strange, a little bit difficult.
Why?
Well, because again, you are guests of honor, and it is customary that you be announced. Particularly if you are walking.
Well, I mean, how many people are coming?
A great many deal. The entirety of the royal
And you're
court.
going to announce all of them?
The ones of most importance, yes.
Well, that just sounds rude. I'd prefer not to be announced.
Okay. How about this? Are you bringing anyone to this little soiree?
I have my horse.
Okay. Perhaps someone of nobility, and you would be simply identified as a +1. Their title would outweigh yours, and you could be. It would not look so strange as to not have you announced. Would that make sense?
Hand on
why is
shoulder.
it-
Hand on shoulder. He is my +1.
Excellent. Okay. He takes a note down.
Well, you could just not announce me like all the other people you're not announcing.
But you are known. You don't understand the situation here. You are known in Vizima, and to not.
I guarantee you, I will not be known.
I feel like you're not understanding my situation. This is part of my job, and
Then consider yourself lucky to have an easy job, because don't announce me.
I'm getting flashbacks to end of session again.
okay. He is your +1. Understood. Is there anything else I can do for you fine folk?
I would just like to look around the area a bit more.
Please, by all means. We're just getting things. Apologies for the mess. We're just getting things squared away and set up.
I would like to know, security for the event as well.
Doors will be posted, 2 guards each.
Are you in charge of security?
No, I'm not in charge of security. That would be the Master of the Guard.
Okay, then where is he located?
Likely not here. What?
When would they be here?
Day of event, likely. He will likely scope the area the day of and assign his
Scope
guards.
the area the day of?
This poor clerk.
Yes,
So hard.
because he's still the Master of the Guard in Vizima and has
But
other duties, the protection of all of Vizima.
there's nobility that's going to be at this event.
Yes.
And day of the event, after catering, after servants have gone through, after everything is set up and knives has been taped under the tables that were set, then he's going to look at everything and say,
Early morning, yes. The event is taking place in the evening. We'll have plenty of time to... I'm sure that the Master of the Guard knows what he's doing. I don't...
Ingrid is feeling extremely awkward at this point and is like, just like...
Is there a concern for safety?
I mean, y'all did have vampires, so...
I'm sorry, what?
Ingrid is... Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the Garcanes.
What is a arcane?
I just said vampire. Context clues.
It is... I'm trying to interject here and I can't stop fucking laughing.
What?
They are lesser of their kind.
Okay, and when exactly,
Why exactly are we having this ceremony?
for the protection of, it's to welcome those who will be aided in protection of Vizima.
And how? So what did we actually? What do you know that we actually did? Like, for us to be guests of honors, what was our role?
You
exactly
aided. You provided a great service for Vizima. That's
okay. So you don't know what we did.
I know that you defended.
Ingrid is just silently listening to this, watching with her eyes, wondering why Nyoka is bullying the crap out of this poor little clerk.
I know that you defeated a threat to the city, and from what I understand, to possibly the whole of Temeria.
One lesser vampire, one and two higher class.
I'm sorry?
Yes, that is why we destroyed them. You're safe. They're not here anymore.
For now.
I feel as if I've been not properly situated with all of the information.
Can this be a masquerade as well?
I'm sorry? I'm sorry, what?
What
A
is
change
masquerade?
change of event? A change of... I'm...
Well, I mean, it seems like a good portion of the event is being taken the day of, so it shouldn't be, we're pretty early comparable to others.
Okay. 3 days prior to an event that is inviting the entirety of the importance of royal quarter, honored guests from far off, and you wish to change. No one just has masquerade masks. You understand? I'll see what I can do. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Ingrid will. God damn it! I'm just. My brain is kind of racked now listening to the bullying happening here on stream.
These are genuine concerns. I'm not bullying.
Ingrid is gonna look around really quick, or have looked around apart. Is there any place for people to like hide, or is there any like good vantage point on the whole party main section?
Yes, there would be a balcony not quite surrounding the entirety of the main dance and feast area, but there would be about two sections, the back wall and the right wall, where they would have a balcony where people could transfer and move amongst the main room as they walk, as they lean, as they kind of look on the world from a high.
Noted. Okay. I just wanted to make a note of that. Hmm. Trying to think. Damn, where'd Edge go? I was gonna ask Yoka something. I guess in this moment. Oh, there we go. Yes. Uh, Nyoka, is there anything else that you wish to question? Look around. It looks like there are some vantage points around the main area. Got a balcony.
I think we're good, at least for this place.
Understood. I am good on my end as well. Shall we go reconvene with Cersei and see what she may have learned?
Yeah.
The two of you may do this. Three of you reconvene. Companions are rejoined. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and take this moment to take our intermission. First day of preparation is going swimmingly, and we will be back to see how the remainder of it goes. We'll be with you all very shortly. We'll see you very soon. Welcome back. The amount that I try to bully back and try to get a little pushback, and then the amount that just comes overwhelmed, like a tsunami of just a wave encompassing. I am
You can't win.
amazed, yeah. Welcome back to Ways of Old, where we bully our game master behind the scenes. We last left our heroes rejoined finally once more after setting out to their own specific tasks for day one of their preparation. Your scene, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. Well, Cersei would have gone back to her shop for whenever we meet back up after she was done.
We would have probably met there. Yeah.
Mm.
Not probably. We would have. Yeah. Cersei, did you learn anything of import?
I will tomorrow. I should be getting a name of all 8 guests that will be arriving. Also, supposedly, this is a merry band of monster hunters.
Excuse me?
Yeah. Glorified mercenaries who took over Bear Keep when it was empty.
Ingrid clenches her fist. She looks like she's about to want to hit like a table or something like that, and then takes a breath, relaxes, not wanting to damage anything of Cersei's, and she says, "I see. Well, she is blindingly upset about something and is trying to keep herself calm. Yeah,
Yeah, imagine the mask I had to wear listening to that. I didn't tell him anything. I figure all it would do is he would cause a panic. He's not very good at hiding information, as we've learned.
it's with that specific phrasing that Cersei just says, something clicks in her brain as she thinks back to the conversation that just happened between Nyoka herself and the poor clerk that got bullied to death. And she's gonna say, "Oh, oh, That makes
Oh.
some sense. Turns to Nyoka for a second. She's still like, it's kind of like halfway glance between Nyoka and Circe. Nyoka, that makes sense as to why the clerk knew not of what we had saved them from.
You didn't. You didn't tell him. Just.
Apologies as well. I want to interrupt real quick. Catching myself or catching something before it becomes a disparity issue. Valorad last session, at the end of last session, you had asked how many were coming with him. He had the name of 3 individuals. So you spied 8.
Yeah.
So you will have what Valorad knows is coming. As for the entirety of the 8, you know more than him at this point.
Would
Continue,
you have
please.
told him that you knew that there were 8 coming and not 3?
Oh, I don't know.
It didn't come up in conversation during the conversation, so I had assumed that it was being kept to oneself. Because then, of course, there would be the question of how you know this.
Right. Well, like I said, he didn't know anything about higher vampires. And as far as he's concerned, there's only 3 people coming. 3 representatives of this group.
That is worrisome. I wonder. Well, thinking also that 3 of the group look like one another. That is, there's the possibility that they that them using that insidiously is indeed a possibility. Also, everybody probably knows at this point now that we slayed vampires, both lower and higher. That is why I wanted to say that it makes sense why the clerk did not know. So she kind of just gives a kind of little side tilt. She's just almost like saying I'm sorry, but not saying I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, hopefully that doesn't spawn a rumor that spreads throughout the entire city and causes a panic and
A
blows her
rumor of
cover.
what?
You know, how there's, well, it wouldn't be much of a rumor if it's true, but I just don't feel like it's productive for everybody in Vizima to know that there's higher vampires living in the city's basement.
It's then that you hear a peasant scream, "We're all gonna die!"
Most of the peasants probably.
What was that?
So most of them probably don't even know what that is.
I mean, that's fair.
The clerk did have a bigger reaction when we told him that we had parts of a higher vampire.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Well, all
So
right.
yes,
Can't do anything about that now.
the fishing line has been cast into the pond, so to speak. It is already there. Okay,
Anyway,
she's trying.
I did manage to have us permitted all 4 of your swords and my personal dagger.
Nothing more.
Conversation starters.
My sword is sad. Why would anybody want to know about the history of that?
People love drama.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
But only
I'll
our
be
swords?
It's
I'll be storing mines. Hopefully finding a good place somewhere to keep close by.
That's a good idea.
Um, there's also another realization that crosses Ingrid's face. This one's not of fear. This one's not of sadness. This is not any emotion other than a sheer shock, mixed with elation, then mixed with more shock. I have nothing to wear.
Well, we have to fix that.
Um, I don't know how to go about this. Not I am not very pretty, but I. Oh, is that the look Cersei's giving, Ingrid?
It's just not true.
Ingrid just kind of looks down to the ground, side glances Nyoka. What's Nyoka's reaction to hearing Ingrid say that?
Oh, he's just like twirling his thumbs.
Well, I
Um,
also need something to wear. I'm not entirely sure if my dressmaker can make 2 orders in 2 days. 1 day. That would be a lot of money.
I
need something to wear.
3 orders in 1 day.
I have money that I could spend.
Well, I say that we. What time is it? I ask that a lot.
You guys had departed around early afternoon. You guys would have reconvened probably 2 hours later, so maybe about 2 p.m. currently at this moment.
I say that we visit them now and put that order in. The sooner the better.
We also need mask.
That's new what?
Mask. It's a masquerade.
Is it?
Nyoka requested that it be that the clerk said that he would make it to the best of to the best of his ability. I don't know, but I mean, it would be better to have one than not have one.
At this point, yes. We can't show up to a masquerade without a mask.
Is that what is the word, faux pas?
Very much so.
Then yes, I have 5,000 crowns. So
Well, let's hope
whatever
that's
we need.
enough. They're going to be very upset with me, and that's okay. Okay. I say that we all go so you can tell them exactly what you want.
Yeah.
Because I already know what I have in mind.
I'm ready. And
Perfect.
I was gonna say really quick, if it's not for Cersei, I was just gonna wear this or my armor.
Yeah, no, don't do that. We'll figure it out.
You 3 depart, heading to your tailor, Cersei.
Mm-hmm.
Vassald is a man of medium build, short hair cut for his purposes of work, constantly surrounded by the smoke of a pipe, one that he lets hang out of the corner of his mouth with a enlarged, perhaps custom-built bowl piece. It smells of tobacco everywhere he walks, and especially in his place of business, a plume of smoke is just haze that just sticks in the tailor's place. But you enter, you hear the bell as it rings as the door passes.
What was his name? I'm so sorry.
Vusald, Vusald.
I was about to ask, is that a V or an R?
Do I see him right away?
He is crouched over a garment. It looks like he's a little bit eccentric. He's has this gown on the table, and instead of looming over it on the edge, he is now sort of perched, crouched down, looking a little bit like a goblin as he's kind of sewing something, muttering to himself. You can see the pipe wiggling a little bit as he's talking.
I've been there. Out of character, me. Okay. I'll just kind of wait patiently, see if he heard the bell. And then if he hadn't, salt.
Peeks up. Cersei Aveline, what do I owe the pleasure today?
I have an order for you. 3, actually.
3 orders.
Hmm.
Excellent. And these are your friends, I'm assuming, counting 3, doing the math.
Yes. Absolutely.
What's the occasion?
Well, there is a party that we've been invited to in 2 days. And
I'm sorry.
well, that's why we came now.
You see, he still has not left the table. He's still kind of crouched there. His rests his elbows on his knees now. It's just 2 days.
Ingrid pulls out her coin purse and just lets it plop onto the desk.
Of no consequence. 2 days will not be a problem at all. Come here. He gestures you closer. He has not moved from the table still.
I would, of course, step up. You know my measurements and you know my taste.
Yes, it's been so long. You've not let me make something for you in some time. He pulls you in for a hug. Do you allow this?
Yes.
As he's doing this, Ingrid Nyoka, you can see he's hugged her, but he's also looking at the fabric on her dress. Cersei, is this one of his?
Yes.
He's inspecting, and you can hear him, Cersei, muttering to himself, like, fine work, line work is... This is one of mine. Perhaps I should make some adjustments. Cersei, dear, he kind of moves back a little bit and sits now on his rear end, kind of folding his legs, and says, darling, you've lost weight. Are you all right?
Oh, it's been a very stressful month at this point, but I'm okay.
Bring your clothes in whenever you get a chance. We'll get things tailored to your form. But forms such as yours can't be hidden beyond ruffles and wrinkles.
As Ingrid hears those specific words, there's a faint blush that appears on her pale cheeks, and she kind of just tugs at her shirt a little bit.
The rest of you come here. Let me look at you.
And Cersei will step out of the way.
Ingrid like stiffens up and just like waddle walks almost.
You see now, he stands to be eye level with you. He's a shorter gentleman, perhaps alluding to some non-human heritage. But he's now eye level with you, Ingrid, as he stands on the table and says, you are going to be stunning. I cannot wait. Such a canvas, such a beautiful statue. Where are you from, dear?
Ingrid's, as she's listening to this, this would be the first time I think that, obviously Nuka, but I think this is also the first time that even Cersei would see the deep pink forming on Ingrid's cheeks. That's not usual. And her eyes look very vulnerable and also very just taken off guard a bit. I am from Hearn Caduch, the region around there, around the Amel Mountains.
Amel Mountains, I see. You can tell he kind of picks up your hand if you allow him. He peeks at your fingers and then kind of looks at any exposed skin beneath your armor, beneath any bracers you might be wearing. Just...
Oh, she's wearing exactly what I'm wearing right now. She did not put her armor back on yet.
Excellent. He looks at your skin tone and starts to like examine and says, yellows, no. From the mountains, you say, perhaps a light blue. Darker would be nice. Darker is safer, but we don't want to be safe now, do we want? Especially not with your form, your stature. You're going to stand out anyway. Let's make them look. Let's make them not just glance. Let's make their eyes linger, dear, shall we?
Yes, sure.
Excellent. I think perhaps a cyan or... How comfortable are you in... We'll get to it.
She will just bluntly say, like, kind of anticipating what he was going to ask. And she will just bluntly say, "This is all I've known."
Well, then I look forward to granting you a whole new experience, dear. You're going to be lovely. I cannot wait. You are actually... you are not the first, I don't think. It's been some time.
From Hearn Caduch?
No, not from here. I'm afraid I don't know the region. I know the Amel Mountains. But judging by your form, your physique, you are not quite a mage, but you have had some enhancements. I'm not judging, but I would wager a witcher, and female witchers are very rare in and of themselves. But you are not my first, and I look forward to the task again.
Who is your first?
That is something a bit more difficult to answer. Discretion is part of the game. I'm not just a tailor for finer wear, you understand. Party wear, you could say, as well.
Okay.
So as such, I'm afraid I can't give the name, but she was lovely, much as you are. However, there is a lot more of you. She sizes you up, looking you up and down. So I think you have quite a fair advantage. You have lovely legs, and we're going to accentuate that. You, come forward. He gestures to you, Nyoka.
Ingrid is going to just very awkwardly, still her face is burning red. Like the entirety of her face is red at this point. And she's just going to stand next to Cersei quietly.
What about you?
Yeah, I need a suit, I guess. Something nice.
Suit, just a suit. Vusald glances over at you, Cersei, and says, just a suit.
Suit. Imagine.
Understood. We'll get you just your suit, my dear boy. He sits now at the edge of the table, his feet dangling off the edge. He's doing a little bit of a kick as he's kind of watching. This is dark and brooding. Is that your aesthetic? 24/7?
What? Dark and brooding?
Your hood, you haven't taken it down yet. May I?
For not, but sure.
He, without flinching, sort of reaches over and casts your hood back and says, yes, good bone structure. A little bit sleepless, I can see, but we'll do something about that as well. I have a powder for you if you'd like.
I'm good. Can you just make sure that there's space in the leggings for, you know?
Oh, I do. Yes. We'll get those measurements as well, I suppose, if it's of concern.
Yeah. Well, I'll pull one of the blades out and.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay. Yes, of course. May I?
Yeah, said you was.
He takes the
I need two of them, one on each side.
That makes more sense. Thank you so much. He turns it in his hand. Fine make. Excellent. I'm not a blacksmith, but it looks very, very pretty and very deadly.
Thank you. I'll wash your hands too, because it's coated with poison.
Okay, understood. He wipes them on what looks like a spare bit of cloth. There's 3 orders, 1 day. You have 3 days until this party. Well, 2 days, you said.
2 days counting whatever is left of today.
What
Yes.
exactly is the occasion? What is the event?
They are apparently celebrating us. Protecting the
Guests of
city.
honor.
Vampires.
Guests of
Yes.
honor.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that your favorite?
My absolute favorite. It's been some time since I've been allowed to dress the guests of honor. This is going to be lovely. Well, let's set
But
to
yeah.
work then. Yes, Nyoka.
Do you have a mask as well?
A mask. I could craft something for you. Are you looking for hardened leather or something more floral?
Whatever would be appropriate for the event.
Appropriate, my dear.
A
You are
mask.
so precious.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, that is correct. We all need masks.
Yeah,
I'll see what
supposedly
I
now
can
it's a
do.
masquerade.
A masquerade. A masquerade. Well, the people may not see your face, but they will certainly see your bodies, and we will clad them in the finest silks, the most beautiful fabrics. This is going to be fun. Please, I need the rest of your measurements. Please, 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 come back.
Doesn't have expensive.
He begins his work. He's invasive. He is taking all of your measurements. He works quickly, feverishly almost. The pipe constantly being refilled between measurements. The plume of tobacco smoke circles you as he takes your measurements. Are there any special requests? Anything you'd like to ask this individual?
Just to make the back sturdy because I have to have my blades on.
Understood.
Or bareback.
Bareback would be...
Would that be too scandalous for this?
No, not at all. He will make it so. Nyoka, do you have any special requests?
I need those concealments for the thigh blades. If you could, put some pockets on here, maybe conceal some other things, in there, I wouldn't mind like a cloak,
Easy enough, especially with the concealment that will be done. Excellent. We'll get that taken care of.
and a hood.
And a hood. He is going to
Yeah.
push back on the hood.
No, the cloak hood. And then just imagine, because it'll have like maybe a class.
Perhaps a high collar instead.
Ooh, we're talking like the.
I prefer a hood.
Yes, but a hood is not fashionable. Perhaps a
Get
high
you that
collar
1980s
instead.
collar
The
pop.
nice fold. The folded high collar covers about up to the where the beard line would be.
Thank you for the hood.
Understood. He will reluctantly put a hood on your cloak, muttering all the while, spilling ash as he works. Yeah, Cersei, anything from you? Anything special request?
Well, make it silk, make it red, and she'll pull out her crow talon. I want this to be an accessory.
Lovely. I'm afraid I don't quite understand. Are you going to a masquerade ball or are you going to a tourney, dear?
Both.
It's complicated. Well, supposedly, as Valorad said, are the Witcher blades and my finely crafted dagger here would make great conversation starters about our heroics.
Excellent. Well, would you like it on your hip or would you like it a bit closer?
I want you to be creative.
That's my specialty.
Just make sure it's easy access, because if she needs to kill somebody, it needs to be easily accessible.
Understood.
A
The
vampire's
optimist.
bite is no joke.
Interesting. Oh, your friends. I'm assuming they're from out of town. We have so much to catch up on. You find yourself in
Yes,
such
we do.
interesting company. Where is I swear I saw her the other day. Your beau.
Elodie.
Is she not attending?
No, unfortunately, she had business to attend to out of town. She'll like kind of look down and then immediately look back up.
Unfortunate. I'm very sorry to hear it, dear.
She'll be back.
he sets out to work, gets your measurements, takes your requests, and the three of you may submit what you wish out of character for what you would like your gowns, your gear to look like for this. And on receiving that, we'll have a nice reveal. But this is done. This takes up a good majority of the rest of the afternoon. It brings you into the late day, about 4 or 5, fairly nearly dinner time. Anything else you wish to accomplish today?
How much am I spending on all these?
Nothing. It's been some time since he's had the opportunity to clad the guests of honor. And when you reveal that it isn't going to be in the royal quarter, and there will be guests coming from out of the region and the country, he only asks that you advertise a bit for him.
This man's gonna get a tip.
Easily done.
So, no money up front, no money to be paid for these things. He only asks for, again, a slight bit of advertisement and, dropping where his shop might be if they are interested in remaining in town for a bit longer.
I think I can do that.
Of course.
Excellent. The rest of the day is yours, short that it may be.
I know
I
for-
can't think of anything.
I know the
Seriously.
first thing that Ingrid's gonna do is thank Cersei for helping with that.
Oh, don't even mention it. This is what we do, mages.
I have admittedly always wanted to try, but never had the courage to before.
There's a first time for everything.
Correct. And this is out of character me saying this. She did take some points in courage recently, so that line is legit. But I think other than that, Ingrid's gonna want to spend some time reading from the book that Cersei gave her.
Understood. Anything from Cersei or Nyoka?
Cersei's gonna replenish, rebuy, whatever. The hydromancy material components. And I forget, how does recovering stamina work?
Alongside your recovery, your typical recovery. So there should be a recovery chart on the in the core book.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be what you recover through taking a relaxation, making some medical checks and things like that. Hit points will be recovered through medicine and through first aid. Stamina will recover daily, looks like.
Excellent. Okay. Yeah, she's just gonna be like, well, I'm stressed out. I need a bath. Have fun down here. And she's gonna go pamper herself.
Understood. Nyoka.
You said it's late in the day.
It is.
I'll just get to making some potions.
Which potions are you looking to make, Nyoka?
What was it called? Black blood?
Mm-hmm.
Black blood and some moon dust. Some moon dust stuff.
Let's have some crafting rolls.
Yeah.
Moon dust is particularly difficult to come by, Cersei. We are going to need to roll if you have that.
Okay. What would you like me to roll?
Well, let's have your first roll here, Nyoka, while I pull up some luck.
I do have an argument to be made for an easier DC.
Mm-hmm.
And that is that given Cersei and Elodie's connection, the relationship, and given Elodie's desire to be able to protect Cersei, would Cersei not have had at least a little bit easier access getting that necessary ingredient?
I would say so. And before you make your roll, Nyoka, I want to direct you to something that we haven't used and we have kind of been ignoring for up to this point. On your sheet, you should have a score called Luck.
Yeah.
That is essentially a pool of points that you guys can use to augment your rolls. For every point that you put into a roll, you'll get a +1 to the roll itself. The pool, should it deplete, it'll just refill next session. But it is available to you at all times before any skill roll. Something you can use.
Nice.
Wow. So it refills every session?
Yes, but you must use the points before you roll.
Interesting.
I like it.
I like that a lot, especially since I have 8 luck.
I have 3.
Like I said, something we've been ignoring, something I keep forgetting to bring up.
Yeah. Yeah. Shame. What am I rolling? Alchemy or crafting?
You're crafting.
Okay. What's alchemy for?
Well, you're crafting a potion, correct?
Yeah.
So it'll be craft alchemy.
Okay. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Apologies, I always forget that craft is the what do they call it in this? Not an attribute.
Well, it's
Skill.
they have a
Statistic, yeah.
They have them because there's crafting and alchemy under craft.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
is
craft, which is so weird to me.
Craft is the stat. Crafting is the skill. It can be a bit confusing.
It's 21.
21. Blackblood potion is made. Takes a little bit of time, a little bit of refinement. You take extra care to double check. I think you got it. For Cersei, for the acquisition and keeping things on hand for moondust and the ability to craft moondust, these moondust bombs.
Mm-hmm.
Let's call this either, I'll give you a choice, either intelligence business or intelligence and wilderness survival, I think.
Business.
Do you not have anything in wilderness survival?
The look.
Come on. Fuck me. Oh, it's 4. Okay, we will roll that. Okay, that's better. That's okay.
It wasn't
20.
You have the appropriate materials to create 2 moondust bombs.
It's top shelf.
Moondust bombs.
Make the roll, Nyoka.
Why'd I just picture Nyoka just screaming that like happily after finishing crafting it, like just holding it up like Simba, and just like moondust bombs.
Ingrid like sharpening her sword, Cersei in the bath. You just hear Nyoka just scream that.
Yeah, 8 plus 7 is what?
Also,
15.
correction, storyteller. Ingrid is reading right now.
Understood. That's correct. Right.
16, 17, 18. 18 total.
18 total. So, with that, let me double check.
Did I do it? Yeah.
Let's find out. Moondust bombs are in an entirely separate area for the
Yeah, I couldn't find in the.
rather than slow down gameplay, fill this space with let's have some thoughts while I grab this from the book. Let's start with Cersei. You have a moment in the bath, reflecting on what is to come, reflecting on the actions of the day. What's going on in your head? Let's get ahead to your mental space.
Cersei has a glass of wine and that vampire book, and she's trying to read it read it in the bath, and she keeps getting distracted, missing Elodie, and getting and concerned, still concerned with what she read in the letter her mentor sent her about witch hunts. And it's like she's trying to read, but she keeps reading the same line over and over again. She gets honestly frustrated. So she sets it aside, the book aside, kind of sinks into the bath lower, drinks her wine, and just kind of lets herself brood and be and feel her feelings. It's not something
Understood.
she
Dark
does
intensifies.
often.
Understood. Same question to you, Ingrid.
Ingrid is reading the giant tome that Cersei had given her. She's having to reread a few lines here and there to make sure that she's properly like understanding it, and like there's a bit of a furrow to her brow as she tries to gather in this pretty much what I expect is like at least at the start where she's at, a children's how-to to magic. um and she can't help but have stray thoughts of like wondering about what's going on at Hearn Caduch, wondering what the next days will bring, wondering what's going to happen at the party. And then another stray thought, one that she didn't expect to think. Taylor really thought I was pretty? And she shakes her head and then tries to get herself back on task. That's pretty much all that's going through her head right now, with that occasionally popping back up.
Understood. Nyoka, what are your thoughts as you complete your tasks?
Oh, you know, re- reinforcing the layout of the area, where guards should be and shouldn't be, and where would be a good place to stash his swords in case of emergency. Um, replaying fighting practices from Elodie, things of that nature.
Noted. Interesting, Nyoka. Eyes on tasks. No emotional attachment to this, doesn't sound like.
No.
For everyone's knowledge, page 255 in the core book is where the moon dust bomb formula is. In that case, crafting DC was 16. Yoko, your first bomb is created.
Woo!
You would, if you would like to keep track of this stuff, Cersei.
Mm-hmm.
He would owe you 133 crowns for that.
Oh, interesting.
Ingrid would have gladly paid for that.
I pay for myself. Thank you.
That's if you're charging, Cersei. It's entirely up to you. That's what would be the cost of materials.
Pay.
I mean,
Okay.
all right. Go ahead.
How much crown?
It would be 133 per craft of the Moondust bomb.
Per craft?
Mm-hmm. That would be the investment.
Do you need
266?
assistance?
No, I don't need assistance. I got enough money.
Would you like to make another milker? She had enough for 2.
Yeah, I'll try.
You empty her of quicksilver solution and zeracanian powder. Let's have another roll. Cersei, you'll need to restock those.
Yeah, I gotta make an order. Make a big order pretty soon here.
It exploded.
Nice.
17
like God's favorite?
plus.
What's it like to be God's favorite?
17 plus 7, 24 plus 3, 20 something.
I think we should work out a system of what happens if you significantly surpass the crafting DC, but that's something for me to deal with later. You have significantly.
I got 2 out of it? I got 2 out of that one? Wow.
Yeah, we'll say
Dang,
that'll work for now. You create
Oh,
two small moon dust bombs that you think maybe, you stretch those materials very thin, but they're going to be just as effective.
this shit is. No, I won't go that. I won't say it.
Eventually, your day winds down into an end. The 3 of you rest. Eventually, you must sleep. Where do you do so?
My bad.
Easily done.
Ingrid is going to, as she has done since the night's Elodie has left, position herself at the foot of the stair that leads up to Cersei's room. Sword out. Just in case.
No.
Understood. Yoko, where do we find you?
Same corner. I smoked beforehand. Sword on lap.
Understood. Yoko, do you dream?
Do I dream? I don't really have. I mean, do I have a choice if I dream?
I'm asking you
Pretty sure
tonight.
everybody dreams.
Tonight, do you remember your dreams?
Oh, do I? Yeah. No.
Understood. Cersei,
Hmm.
do you dream? Do you remember your dreams tonight?
Yeah, I feel like she's so stressed out she would.
What are they of? Would you like to share?
Definitely would have Elodie, and actually I feel like she would be kind of reliving the combat in with Ewain. But this time she didn't dispel the spell, and everything was bad.
A nightmare, Cersei.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. The gate was opened, and you saw winter tear through. Let's talk. What do you think happens next?
She wouldn't really know what the wild hunt physically look like, so that would be really abstract to her. Something you see out of the corner of your eye.
Armored
Grabbing your-
shadows,
Yeah.
featureless, detailless. All that you know is that you're in danger. More than that, Elodie is in danger.
Yeah, and then suddenly, rather than seeing anything happen, Elodie just wouldn't be there.
Cold
Just-
and alone.
Mhm. Yeah. Cold and alone is how she would feel throughout the night. Kind of waking up clutching her blanket really close.
We'll get to that very shortly.
Mm.
Ingrid. Tonight, you dream.
You're not going to ask me if I dream. You just
No choice.
Oh, hurt me.
What did he look like, Ingrid?
Aaron? I say a very statuesque man. Very, very much the bear of Bear Keep, if you will. Long, dark black hair, a matching uh, a matching stubble. He shaved, but it's not, it's starting to grow back. Deep brown eyes, very burly, and in full Ursine gear.
You see him in your dreams tonight. But it's different, Ingrid. You're walking through a hall. Barkeep looks clean. Every stone in place. No rubble to be found.
Does my brain allow me to know that this seems out of place?
I would say so.
Her brows furrowed as she continues. She's looking around viciously everywhere.
Roll me a d10. Thank you. He takes up a large portion of this hallway, Ingrid, but he turns as you step closer. Hello, lovely. Are you finally joining us?
Yes. Sorry, I'm late.
Ingrid, you glance down and you realize you're not in your own armor.
What's going on?
You're in a gown, Ingrid.
Why am I? She's just looking over herself in that second and then looking up to Aaron.
You look up to him. His armor is polished, cleaner than it's ever been. He takes your hand and says, "Celebration, dear. Come."
Okay. She says, she's saying it very meekly in that moment. Her brain knowing that this didn't happen and knowing that this is out of place but not wanting to let it go.
He guides you through the halls into the main banquet hall. Double doors swing open, and Caduch is a place for warriors, a place for combat and training. But today it looks beautiful. There are wreaths of flowers. You recognize roses and tulips. White cloth has been cast on long tables. At the head of the table there are 2 empty seats, but you can see your friends, your other fellow witchers. You see Nyoka off brooding in the corner, sitting with a plate of food, and makes eye contact and gives you a nod, a little small smirk. Cersei is directing someone to pull a rope as flowers are raised and straightened, making the arc just a little more perfect. She's wearing a gown as well, not nearly as stainless or fair as yours, though. Yours is white.
He's looking around in disbelief. You said it was a celebration. What's going on?
Too much of a bachelorette party last night. I knew Cersei was a bad influence on you.
She catches in her breath. She takes a step back. What?
Dear, are you alright?
What? I, I do not know. Aaron,
It's
Aaron.
okay. Places his hand on your cheek. It's going to be all right.
He presses her cheek into the hand. Yeah.
We're
Okay.
safe. Nothing's going to ruin today. I promise.
Nods her head, and then she will reach for Aaron's other hand and grip it and squeeze.
A priest is brought forward. Ingrid in this dream. He keeps his promise. Nothing ruins this day. He vows to love you, to hold you, to keep you safe. He vows in his own way, with his own sort of gruffness. He has a way of speaking, expressing his affection that hinges on violence in a lot of ways. He would fight through hells. He would carve through the wild hunt just to get a glimpse of your smile. He would raise nations for you. He would boil oceans. It's sweet, if a bit aggressive. The ceremony continues. Ingrid, an eruption of applause as the two of you kiss. You dance. The very first dance before anyone else can take to the floor. You hear whispers about your appearance, and you ready yourself for the hurtful comments about female witchers, about the scars that you bear, about the strength that is so evident, but instead you hear, "My God, she's lovely. Who did her dress? He's a lucky man."
Ingrid she's dancing still. Maybe not as elegantly as she would want, but she's hearing all that, and for once, I would say she's probably taking it in. She's letting herself feel that. She smiles, and it's the first time to her knowledge that she's smiled and meant it in so many years. She clings tightly to him as they dance, does not let go.
I would say
But
I wish... Good.
Then she stops. Mid-dance. She says, I can't. Can't. She slides to her knees. I can't.
What's the matter, dear?
I can't let myself be distracted by these... This never happened. I know this never happened. I never got this.
Darling, it's a dream. Let yourself dream.
I do not deserve this. Not until he's dead. I do not deserve this.
Darling, you deserve everything that's coming to you. You look up. Bear Keep is in ruins. Flowers are scattered. Renwick stands before you. I really did break you, didn't I?
Immediately cast Igni.
Fire spews from your fingers. It does nothing to stifle the laughter.
Ah! Stop! Leave me alone!
Imagine my surprise coming to Vizima and finding the little cub I left so long ago. Ooh, this isn't your first nightmare, is it? He leans down. Oh, yes. It's really me. I've missed you.
She knows this is a dream. She knows that this is her dream, right?
Yes, there it is. It's just a dream, just a nightmare.
It may not be hers, but in that moment, she knows it exists. She pictures it in her mind, and she attempts to pull out Crow's Talon.
You do this. Ingrid, in conjunction with this, go ahead and give me a resist magic roll.
Ah, that fell in my lap. Where's my character sheet? Sorry. $21.
Respectable. What do you do with Crow's Talon?
I bring it up, and he's close, right? Very
He's
close at
very
this point.
close. He's crouched down.
I attempt to jab it right into his heart.
It stops just short. You could never. But I love that you try. It's so interesting how close you are to them. Just a step above the rest of the rabble.
You're gonna fucking die. For Aaron. For Bearkeep. For everyone that you've killed. You are going to fucking die.
What's that name you just said?
Aaron.
Who's that?
You know well enough who the fuck that is.
All of you blend together after a while.
She's
Force again.
push forward.
Another
Yeah.
resist magic roll, please. You may, before rolling, choose to expend some luck.
3 luck.
By all means, a +3 to the roll.
$24.
Very respectable. Try to jam. It gets just a bit closer. Oh, so close, so close, so close. Do you realize how close I am to you now? I can almost see the blood running through your veins. He places his hand on your cheek, Ingrid. The same spot where Aaron didn't.
Her whole body starts shaking. She tries to look away, still keeping the blade moving.
Do you think I could take a sip? Just a small taste.
Out of my head. Get the fuck away from me.
Oh, I'm going to enjoy this. He smiles, and you can see fangs protruding from his canines. Ingrid, a final resist magic roll. May use luck if you'd like.
2 more luck.
Understood.
Well, that's That's a nat 1 plus 2, 3. $15.
15. Another roll, Ingrid. Just an awareness roll, please, if you would.
$21.
21. Your dagger never touches him, but you can feel pain along your collar.
No.
You can see blood begin to drip from his tongue, of his bottom lip. Delicious.
I bring the dagger. I switch the dagger. I bring it down on my own leg. I want to wake up.
You awaken in a start. Cersei,
Yes.
you feel a sudden shift of movement out your door. Ingrid is awake, calling out, perhaps making more noise, but there's also something else. There's somebody else, a shift. Someone's footsteps.
And
Nyoka? Oh, and an awareness roll from you as well, Nyoka. Your question, Cersei, go on.
Give me a second.
I'm gonna spend some luck.
I can
Right.
use magical training to be aware if I detect any magic or specters, if that was a thing.
Understood. This is magic adjacent.
Okay. So I can't roll for it?
I would say I'm going to let you roll for it. This is technically an ability, but this is very, very magical adjacent. And what he was using did require a resist magic roll. So I'm going to say yes. Nyoka, the result of your roll.
25.
Ingrid's awake. Upstairs, something is moving along with her. You can hear Cersei getting out of bed, but there's something else in the house.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll. It's awareness. It specifies.
Understood.
I'm gonna use all 3 of my luck.
Okay. Nyoka, what would you like to do?
Yeah, I'll run to where I hear the commotion, at least.
24.
Blade in hand.
Blade in hand. 24 from you, sir. This is just to detect magic.
Mm-hmm.
Something out front has affected Ingrid. It's not quite magic, but it's natural to an ability. You recognize this type of pull, this ability that higher vampires have. Certain abilities are magical adjacent. They can feel quite natural for them. You detect it as something different. It's not quite a spell, not quite a ritual of anything, but natural to their form.
Okay. Yeah, I'll throw something on and grab my crow talon and leave the room. See what's happening.
You do this. Casting a sheet over yourself, Cersei, for modesty's sake. Ingrid, Nyoka, Cersei, you all... Nyoka, as you rush up the stairs, Cersei's to swing the door open. Ingrid, as you gather your bearings, a dark figure steps backwards into the shadows, letting out a small laugh.
I am going to cast. I'm so sorry, Cersei.
Right.
I'm so sorry. Igni.
This is fantastic.
Right at the figure.
How much stamina do you expend?
9.
9. Let's have that roll.
Oh god, that's. Hold on. Roll to hit the D10 first or the damage?
Let's roll to hit.
Explodes. and that is willpower spellcasting.
Please.
Okay. $27.
28. There is a burst of flame, Cersei, that encompasses the wall this creature is backed into. For a brief flash, a second, you can see it illuminates. There is dark hair, perfectly poised and straight back. You don't make out many facial features as flame encompasses where he once stood. But you can see mist seep down through the cracks of the wood. And there is fire.
So things are on fire now?
What's just to the right of your door? If you're standing in your doorway to your bedroom, what is to the right of your door?
The staircase landing.
Okay. I would say that lucky enough, if the staircase landing is there, then empty space is hit.
Oh my god. It's nice.
Perhaps a little singed. You have a few black marks of ash and soot, but nothing of note is burned.
Okay.
The figure is gone, Ingrid. Nyoka, Cersei, it's gone.
Get back here, you coward! She reaches. She's still the corner where she was staying by Cersei's door. She's still there. She's still like in her laid down position. That one arm that had cast Igni outstretched before dropping and then immediately grabbing to where she felt the pain on her neck and looking at her fingers.
There is blood, Ingrid. Your blood.
And starts trembling. She's dead staring, looking at that. This is currently the most vulnerable anybody has ever seen her. Tears are in her Witcher eyes. Her whole body is shaking. She's lost control. This is different than when Nyoka had woken her up. This is more intense. This is something deeper.
Do I notice that she's been injured in this way?
I would say, especially due to the flame, Nyoka, Cersei, you both see that she has suffered a wound along her collar.
Can I chase after this shadow?
A mist has seeped through the floorboards.
I'll run outside then.
You may. You're fast, Nyoka. Incredibly fast. We'll get to you very shortly. Ingrid, Cersei.
I don't know if Ingrid suffered health point loss. I don't care. She's gonna like fall down next to her and cast magic healing on it.
The entire time this is happening, she's still looking on the blood that's on her fingers.
How much does your magical healing do, Cersei?
3 per round for 1d10 rounds. So
For 1d10 rounds. Roll that 1d10.
8.
Say 8?
Mm-hmm.
So. Excellent. Double what you need. Ingrid, you are missing 12 points of your health. Cersei, however, will have you healed up in no time. In 4 rounds, you'll be squared away. Should you let her?
Oh, Ingrid's not moving. Her eyes are very much just glued to those fingers. She's not. I'm not even sure if she's completely aware that Cersei is there in that second.
Understood.
Yeah, Cersei's just shakily, just part way, autopilot doing the spell that she knows very well, but like shakily doing it.
I would
the
say
same
after a minute of that, Ingrid is finally just going to turn a shaky head to look up to Cersei, to where she is.
Oh, she's like right at eye level next to you.
Oh, she's just gonna turn her head to look to Cersei. She's not moving the rest of her body, just her head. And she looks like there's so many words that she wants to say, but she doesn't know what to say. And there's deep tears, like thick tears, massive tears coming out of her eyes. This is where you saw Ingrid pretty much on the cusp of death at one point from a werewolf. She was not this bothered by that.
Yes,
And
she's muttering incantations, and Ingrid moves her head. She's just like, "Don't move," and just keeps going.
Nyoka, you run outside. You see the mist drift out of the shop itself. Across the street, it coalesces and appears to begin to form. Humanoid shape. Elongated nails. Top of the roof, Nyoka.
Oh, damn it. I climb and stab it. I jump up there and stab it.
Understood.
Boring meat to be.
You rush. Let's have that roll to see how quickly you can climb, shall we?
Okay, can I get a jumping start?
Jumping start.
Yeah.
By all means.
Okay. Okay, I jumped 26 feet in the air.
Is that right?
That's my jump.
26 feet in the air.
Oh, my bad. No, sorry. Just 16. My bad.
That's 16.
Dexterity athletics, please.
Those thighs, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's what, snake legs. There's no snake legs, right? It's just all the legs combined into one.
Like a spring.
What is this?
Exactly.
Like a spring.
Do you see how far
You've never
high snakes jump?
You've never heard of the tale of Spring Hill Jack? Sorry.
Oh my god.
It's just
You
fine.
said athletics.
Please.
Okay, 8 plus 10, 18, plus 3, 21.
21. You begin to climb quite quickly, Nyoka. You leap forward, scaling across the any loose stone or shingles. As you move upwards, you scale the building quickly, fervently.
Parkour.
You roll forward as you are dangling from the edge of the roof. You swing back, sort of doing a backflip upwards. Back onto the roof. Your target has changed. It now is airborne and flying. Sporadic circles as it moves upwards into the night. A bat, Nyoka.
Oh, you. Throw a knife.
Do you have a throwing knife?
Of course I have throwing knives.
Do you have a throwing knife?
I mean, yeah. Oh, yeah. In what sense are we
What
talking?
is a dagger if not a knife that can be thrown?
Like, do I actually have throwing knives? I do actually have throwing knives.
Excellent. Perfect. Let's have that roll then.
Okay.
I just love that line of thought. Do I have throwing knives? Yes, I have throwing knives.
Oh,
What would it
I see.
be? I'm not sure.
Ramos either rolled really poorly or really well.
I can't do math.
Is there a specific thing for throwing knives?
It should be small blades.
Small blades.
Yep.
Is that for the actual like throwing of them? I wasn't sure if there's a skill for like an actual range or something.
No, I don't believe so.
Okay. reflexes, small blades, 9, 11, 12, plus 11. What's 12 plus 11? 23.
41. I exploded.
Oh my god.
Second throw a knife. No, I'm just playing.
In a few moments, this bat is out of sight, Yoka. The light of the moon illuminates, but only just so much, and even with your Witcher senses, you will lose track of it as it drifts toward the city, toward the royal quarter. Cersei, Ingrid. Takes moments. Is there anything that's said between the two of you? Or are you focused on your task, Cersei?
Yeah. Cersei doesn't. She's just in control of the one thing that she can be.
Understood.
Who's here? He was here. And he took from me. He took Aaron from me again.
When Cersei's done, she drops her hands and just with all she says is then take from him.
Take everything he has. She looks to Cersei, and where there was that vulnerability, where's that fear? There's now rage. There's hatred. There's anger. She's feeling everything as tears trail down her cheeks. He's here, and I will take from him everything he took from me.
Cersei doesn't say anything.
Yoka, you saw the bat fly toward the royal quarter. What are you doing?
Is this the first night?
First night. 2 days left into the party.
This sounds like a time to investigate.
Off into the night, then.
I am vengeance.
Yes.
No,
With that-
I will go back. I will climb down though, and I won't just leave, but I will come back and reconvene with Cersei and Ingrid.
Scene is yours. Please.
When
would say-
when Yoka enters, Cersei just stands and just looks to his direction. She's still not saying anything.
They actually turn into bats. Did LED forget to mention that, or did I just forget? Because he turned into a fucking bat.
Elodie did mention that his form was mutable, as most high vampires are.
Yeah, but I didn't think they actually turn into bats.
Yeah. They can turn themselves into many things. Ingrid is not moved. She is still in that corner, filled with all that emotion, all that rage. You can see the blood on her fingertips, and I assume what markings would be left? Just a trail of blood?
There would be a very clear bite mark that he didn't bother to try to be careful about. It's strange. It's not two neat puncture wounds. You can see the outline of other smaller punctures, as if his teeth were entirely made of fang. It's just the canines were a little more elongated. He pierced you, Ingrid. He opened you, and he partook with what he wanted.
She leans her head back, and she says, "I cannot see. How bad was it?"
It's pretty bad, but it's fixed.
Thank you, Cersei. Thank you. She's coming down a little bit in that moment. The adrenaline of the situation just washing past her. She looks up to Nyoka, and she says, "He must die. Cannot be allowed to live."
That's the plan. And you will see Nyoka. He's putting his stuff on. He's getting ready to go out. He flew off towards the royal quarter.
He may be at the party after all, or that might be maybe his desire. A thought comes to her mind then. The look of realization mixed with frustration and anger and sadness once more flash across her features before she says, "He spoke to me in my dreams. He could communicate with me in such a way. How is that?" Dangerous. It's frightening. And all I could think of is, how long has he been doing this to me?
Could I roll to get more insight onto that kind of magic?
Deal with what kind of magic, Cersei?
Oh man, that's a thinker.
What are you trying to determine? The nightmare itself? The mutable
how he-
form?
Yeah. The how he That's a good point. Well, her theory was that he was there, like interacting with her in a dream. But I guess if he's
Well,
actually there, yeah.
what an interesting question. Do you have anything that you might use to investigate this, like a spell or an ability of your own, rather than just a skill roll?
Rob, don't really have anything. Just magical training.
Let's roll some magical training then. What is your magical training currently?
That's 6.
That's 6. A D10 plus your 6. And we'll tie it to intelligence.
Yeah. Okay. 17.
17. Luckily, with your time with Elodie, just like her ravens or crows, it's not a spell, just a magical ability she has. She's always been comfortable around them. She's always been able to issue commands and requests. She has explained in the past that others have other abilities. Illusions. Others are capable of learning magic. Higher vampires themselves are not inherently touched with the gift of magic. However, they can do certain things. Summoning fog. Others have an ability, much like the arcanes that you face, a psychic pulse. Others don't need to feed to drain a life force. They can simply just do it. And then there is apparently Renwick. Can cause and influence nightmares, who can see what goes on in the nightmares that he influences. He controls dreams. And he is very difficult to push out once he's gotten in. A thought occurs. Ingrid, you've suffered from nightmares for so long. Just like you said. How long do you think he's been doing this to you? Playing with you and toying with your dreams? And with that question in mind, that is where we'll end today's session.
Holy shit.
Oof.
Well done, everyone.
Very good session.
There can be no peace.
Never. At least my house isn't on fire.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry about that. It just made the
Uh-huh.
most
That's
sense.
so good. That was so good.
It made the most sense. She
Oh,
was.
it made sense.
Yeah, just a little bit of soot. All right, well done, guys. We'll get some IP taken care of off screen. But of course, want to begin our little sign off by having some promotional stuff. So let's begin with Cersei. Who are you? What do you do? Where can we find you?
I'm Druid by Night or Luna, and I stream at twitch.tv Druid by Night, and I also stream on Tuesdays at Gehenna Gaming, so you should totally follow and subscribe to both of those things. There's also Are We Dead Yet? Traumas and I are both a part of. That gets uploaded every Monday.
I play a much less scary vampire.
And I can't think of anything else. I've been Cersei. That's me.
That's you. Azure.
Hello, I'm the Azure Butterfly, Azure or Rachel, whichever you prefer to call me. I am a Fae Butterfly on the internet. I play horror, role-playing games, story content, and I'm going to be getting into more writing content soon. You can find me at the Azure Butterfly here on twitch.tv or the Azure Butter 1 or Azure Butter 1 on most social medias. I do have a website, so if you find me on one, you can find me everywhere.
I just sat here, like, just twiddling my thumbs. I'm so sorry. Edge.
Yeah, I'm Edge. I play here Thursdays and Fridays. Seems killing vampires, for both days. So, yeah, that's me.
Our lovely players in Handbasket. I, of course, am Ramos the Nomad, found everywhere at Ramos the Nomad. This has been Ways of Fold, and we have our schedule on Twitch that is currently up to date. Scion Godsend over on the Onyx Path is completed at Season 2, so we're going to take a nice hiatus from that as we plan around what's going to go on next for that. But everything else on our schedule is indeed up to date. That's all I got, aside from following us on Twitter and Hive Social at _Rolling Nomads and at Rolling Nomads respectively, in order to keep up to date with our cancellations, late programming, late starts, new things coming that way, all that good stuff. That's all I got for promotional stuff. As well, keep an eye out for the website that Azure's been working on, and I finally wrote a blurb for, just haven't sent her. So that's my bad. I'm bad at this.
I've been waiting for it for several weeks now.
It's been like 2 weeks. It's been several implies like more than 2. It's been a couple weeks.
It's been more than one.
It's been more than one. I'm so sorry.
No, I'm just teasing you.
We will see you guys next Thursday, same time, same place, same heroes. We'll see you then.